Hello and welcome back to Crew 42. Our 2024 season starts with the Blackjack Open located in Ohio. We are at Veterans Memorial Park here for our MPO feature card. My name is Zachary, and on the commentator's mic with me, I've got Brian Wolf. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me as always, Zach.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more up-to-date information when we come out with more coverage. Taking a look at our feature card, we've got Cam Messerschmidt and Tony Moe Reiss, a couple thousand rated players in our field, and I hear you know Silus on the card.
Yeah, team Great Lakes Disc member.
Awesome. Always good to have some representation out in the other states. We're going to start off on hole 1. If you know anything about this course, this is actually the course hole 6, but due to a conflict with the lake on the other side of the park, we're going to start here instead. 461 feet normally. Pretty standard par 3 here. We have some gusting winds up to 20 and 30 mile per hour gusts in the open part of our field today. Could be a tricky hole for our card.
Can't forget Connor Scott. We got right into the hole. Local man. Excited to see him play. First time on coverage, I believe.
Absolutely. Always love seeing a local guy come out. Hopefully he can shred for us and show all these guys the local lines.
Ooh, I thought that had enough time, but you mentioned the wind, and that hit the ground pretty fast.
Yeah, a little right to left. It feels like it should favor these players, but it kind of knocks it down pretty quickly. Tony's a lefty, which is going to make this win a bit tricky for him.
I'm going to make the assumption that the TD said it was okay to tee off from either side of the pad based on where he teed off from.
Yeah, a couple of the pads, some of the players had some concerns about, but they did give the okay before we heard about the okay before we teed off. So Tony's going to take that leave to the right there.
Connor keeps it real low and looks like it leaked out a little bit to the right as well.
Luckily no OB here other than the parking lot, which is so far to the right it'd be an absolute shank. Silas losing his hat with the rip there.
And look at that wind just push it down right into the ground. We're going to have some interesting approach shots, I feel, with this wind.
Gonna make things interesting for sure. Connor from distance here trying to hyzer it in around the right side.
Whoa, pulls it way outside circle 1, probably circles 2 edge in the stuff.
He's going to have that bush to contend with too. Silas trying to take the same gap.
It leaves it a little bit wide, but I think you're inside circle 1. Cameron finds the gap, it looks like, settles nicely. A little bit of a tougher uphill putt.
Tony's left with this little approach. Giving a little bid maybe? Ooh.
Ooh, good settle. Great settle afterwards.
Yeah, Connor's stuck here in a bad spot. He's going to have to pitch up and over this kind of cluster of trees.
Wow, look at that bounce.
He's got like flubber made out of that disc for sure.
Oh, just slides through.
The wind is definitely going to impact these guys on the putting green. If you look closely, you can see their, their shirts ripping a little bit.
That's how you got to do it and win like that, just over the front edge.
A couple tap outs here, hopefully, just to get this card rolling. This is a shorter course here at Veterans. Very difficult lines throughout the course. We'll see a couple holes with very, very tight fairways in the woods. Some OB lines come in play as well. And even though it doesn't have a lot of length, the tightness of the course will have quite a bit of score separation, I think, today. And we'll see if the wind plays a factor on some of these shorter holes as well, as we see two of our players just from the wind taking a couple extra bogeys there. Hole 2, par 3, 243 feet. Got the soccer fields off to the right side, which are OB. You also have a cornfield to the left, which does not play as OB or hazard for here. You just want to throw either a forehand, something stable on Anheuser, try to finesse it there, or I really like kind of the backhand hyzer and just try to play Plinko with those trees by the basket.
Yeah, always nervous when I'm throwing a hole near a soccer field, I won't lie.
And we had an active youth girls game on the field at the same time. You can see the goalie in the far right corners there.
Hope it was a great match on the pitch.
It was pretty entertaining. I kept peeking over while the guys were walking, and it seemed pretty interesting. Lots of scoring.
Yeah, Tony leaves himself a nice window there, and great mention of that being nice and clean and no OB.
I think Connor was hoping that his disc would get carried by the wind a little bit there, but it's going to hyzer out.
Ooh.
He's safe, though. Didn't get to the soccer field there.
There's that hyzer line you called for. Oh, well, if you're going to have a backboard, have it inside of circle 1, right, Zach?
Correct, absolutely. I think it's the smart play, too. It's very hard to miss that line pretty badly.
Ooh. Well, again, falls inside circle 1.
Yeah, he gives a little shrug. He's like, there's not a lot he could do there.
Yep. Find the open area, settle underneath, tap your par, move on. Tony's got a shot here.
Yeah, 20 feet. Lots of wind, though.
Oh, yeah. Sneaky backdoor. I loved it.
Yeah, let's get another replay of that one. Just catching the last chain there. He's got a little bit of a left-right. See the wind ripping his jersey there. Just catches.
Branch knocks him back down a little bit, too, I think.
Everything worked out in his favor there for sure.
Great putt. Love to see it.
You see the leaves just pulling. Silas, 15 feet, and his putts get a little nervy.
Oh. Yeah, and it hung out. The putter hung out in air in the basket before it settled. That'd make anybody nervous.
Couple tap-ins left here. Connor's real close. He should be just tapping. Cam making sure, taking his time. Doesn't want to push out himself.
Yeah, there's no need to rush. Take all the time you need in something like that. There's so much wind, so many new variables. Just take your time.
That's going to move us over to hole 3, our first par 4 of the tournament. And while the distance does not make this a par 4, the added OB does. OB on the right side with the soccer field, which holds pretty tight. And the cornfield now has an orange painted hazard line. So players need to try to land within the tight stretch here. Righties are going to probably go big backhand hyzer. And with this right to left wind, they need to be careful of that cornfield on the left, as I mentioned.
Well, at least there's currently not an active game going on.
Yeah, this soccer field was blank, thankfully.
Yeah, you gotta hope that wind just rips you right back down, right in the middle.
Yeah, Silas threw that and
Instead,
immediately gave up.
yeah.
He's like, that's so gone.
A little bit better angle. Gotta settle.
It's just,
Ugh.
it's not going to. That wind is ripping right now for our guys. You see the chains even moving.
That's very stable.
Yeah, left it really wide too to give it extra time. It's gonna pay off.
Nice. That is a great shot.
Tony was a bit farther back. He's a lefty here. He's going to try to play a little sneaky disc golf here. Go under the trees.
Give him a flare. Now settle. Ooh, yeah. Right at the same level as the bucket.
He's going to see a putt there for his birdie look.
Well, all's well that ends well right there. He'll walk away with a par.
I like the added OB here. It does make it, that par 4 a little more manageable in the sense of being that 4 comes in play a little quicker with that hazard, especially and with winds like this, the birdie is very, very nice.
Look at that. Nice and controlled. Never put too much on it. I like that.
Good bid from Connor. Not quite enough height there, but just trying to get a tap-in birdie for him, it looks like. Yep, he's gonna
nice
get
bird.
Yep, he gets the bird. Got a couple pars here, tapping out, and that's gonna move us now out of the wind and into the woods a little bit here. So we're gonna be guarded a little more. Hole 4, par 3, 311 feet, tight tunnel here. Bassett's gonna finish off to the left. If you you've got something stable, throw it flat. Let it hyzer at the very end of its flight. Gives you the best chance at a birdie look. Got to throw that kind of patented Heimberg low screaming eagle.
Yeah, I wish I had that arm to do that.
I think everyone wishes they had the arm to do that.
Connor throws it just a little too low.
Tony opting for the forehand here to get the right flight. This is a little too high.
Come back towards us.
Gonna be short of the basket there. Hopefully he'll have a pitch up. That's the danger if you hyzer too early too, that it's very, very tight woods. You can find yourself scrambling in a difficult spot. Yeah, a little, I'm not sure, rounded, maybe just off his line there, but he got kicked back in the fairway. Hopefully again, you have a scramble line. It'll be farther back though.
Get through. Ooh, man, this is a tough tee shot.
Coming up next, about 4, Connor. He's got a window.
Now get through it.
He got through a lot of it. He's going to have an obstructed putt, I think, for par, though.
Hyzer. Yeah. All right. What a great upshot.
He has underground stamped Z zone. He's going to throw that a lot today. He liked throwing it.
Wow, he found a window and got right up in there in the bullseye.
Tony now from a very similar place.
Wow. This is some great approach shots from everybody who had a little bit rough tee.
And while this course is very scoreable, in the wrong conditions, it can be very tricky. Good run from Connor there. These guys are kind of on a slow start right now. You kind of want to be a couple down for your first three or 4 holes. Gonna look to score hopefully on the next stretch here. Oh.
No. Looks like he's got a smile though. Got to laugh it off. Move on to the next one.
Yep. Couple tap-ins. That's gonna move us over to hole 5 now. Hole 5 is 279 feet. One of the shorter holes. Very tight window here. I think it favors a forehand righty player or maybe even a backhand stable shot that pans out a little bit. But there's lots of guardian trees. You just want to get this one close. Try to get a birdie look.
Wow. That was, there's a lot of little trees there.
There are a lot of little trees. Tony says, what trees?
All right. Yeah, I'll just throw it into the circle. I'm fine.
Just inside. Gonna hit that tree, knock it
Yeah.
down.
Ooh, this got a chance. Oh, commentator's jinx.
It's clearly our fault.
Yes.
Ooh, early release there from Connor.
Yeah. How was the wind back here? Anything?
It's much less impacted by the wind back here. You can see the leaves and the foliage around him settle down quite a bit. They're kind of able to go with their...
He ran that.
He did. They're able to go with their more traditional play, I would call it, disc selections back here in the woods. Couldn't get past the skinny ones again. Sit down.
Oh, lay down.
Unfortunate cut roll there for Cam. He's going to have a long putt. You can see he's had a lot of pars here. He's going to have to earn this one.
I'll settle. Yeah, that was tough. Tough line from out there.
Yeah, this kind of going back to what I was mentioning. Like, these holes aren't very long, but there is enough danger with them where, you know, they can swing from birdies to bogeys on the card, and score separation can happen pretty quickly.
There, that was a great birdie. Maybe that wakes the card up a little bit too.
his par save, hopefully. About 20 feet. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Back-to-back tough breaks. You see him react a little bit there. It's kind of hard to mentally keep that stability when you see 2 bad breaks like that.
Oof.
Another missed putt from Cam. Silas needs to knock this down for his bogey. Ooh.
Oof.
A little bit of a lift there.
Yeah, you do see the 2 bushes in the back moving a little bit too. I wonder if that affected those circle 1 putts there.
Since 2015, Great Lakes Disc has been supporting players at all levels, from local leagues and events to professional disc golfers on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Visit GreatLakesDisc.com to learn more.
All right, we're back. Hole 6, par 3, 250 feet. Another short hole, but very guarded again. There is a tunnel, intended line, you could say. Basket finishes off to the left, so backhand, just a stable putter, maybe a zone, something like that, to kind of finish off to the left, give yourself a putt.
Man, what a great angle. I wonder if anybody right-handed would want to go with a forehand turnover.
Oh, it is available. Cam Messerschmidt was on the practice round. He really likes to throw flippy stuff on forehand and kind of let it turn and control that angle. So maybe we'll see a play like that from him. Silas looks like he's going for it, but maybe early
just
release.
a bit outside. Honor's gonna do it. Stay up. Whoa, that's a funky ground play.
Didn't get to mention this actually in the hole review. There is a river over to that side.
Right. Well, maybe my initial thought of the forehand Anheuser wasn't right.
It's a pretty tight hole. I think you'd lace it, Brian. Tough kick for Silas there. It's gonna be a long look for.
How close is that river? Yeah, how close is that river to where his disc landed?
He's probably 4 feet, 5 feet from the drop-off edge.
Okay. Oh, that one vine hanging across caught him.
Yep, knocked him down right away. We thought for sure Connor was OB. He was actually sitting on a very small little bank along the edge, so he had to climb all the way down there. He had no look. He's just pitching, and he actually gets himself up to circle's edge.
That's a great up.
Back-to-back missed putts here for Cam. He had a circle 2 there, couldn't make it happen. He's going to walk away with a bogey likely. Tough hole for our guys here. Tony unable to capitalize either. Just off the cage there.
Settle down now. Okay, good. Yeah, this is definitely a challenging 250-foot hole for sure. It's a tight window, and ooh, he gets one to stick.
There we go, Silas. Hopefully that's his, the ignition he needs to get his round going here.
Yeah, Cameron gets in there. Hopefully he shakes that off in the next one.
Tap in bogey there from Connor. One more here from Tony. That'll wrap up our hole here. Only one with a par? No, Silas also with a par. Good effort from him.
Yes.
Well, we're going to move from the shortest holes on the course, it feels like, to the longest hole, 536 feet here, par 5. And again, not from distance, just from the gaps. You can see here the drone's going very tightly wooded, very tight gaps the entire length to the hole. It does finish off to the left, so if you can get your initial drive off to the left side, it gives you the best chance of attacking this green in 2. There is an OB line marked off at the beginning here. You can see on the right side towards the river.
This hole is nuts.
Yeah, this is a crazy hard hole. In fact, Brian.
Yeah, and Tony just says, "Hey, don't worry about this drive."
Just absolutely laces it. Brian, do you know how hard this hole played?
Oh, this hole played above par.
Silus there, unfortunately. Yeah, that's part of the reason why Silus goes out of bounds.
I'm sorry. This hole actually played almost dead on par, believe it or not.
Really?
But it did record multiple eagles, which is super cool. In round one, we had 3 of them. Shout out to Ian Burchett, Jason Guthridge, and Zach Sherman. Also, ample bogeys and double bogeys. So great scoring spread on this hole to get it right back to even.
Oh, Silus can't get forward on this hole. He's early tree kicks back to back. Connor also with an early tree kick, just trying to get up the fairway here.
Keep pushing.
Oh,
Yeah. Love to see it.
It's a great second shot there from Connor. Went from bogey territory to birdie back in play again. Silus unable to make a lot of forward momentum there. He's going to be off to the right. It is worth noting, too, that the OB line does cut off, so even though he's on the right side, he is not OB. Same thing with Cam. He's off to the right. He's trying to see if the photographer could tell him if he's OB or not. He is also on the bank, very close to the water's edge.
Yeah, Tony progressing up the fairway nicely, putting himself in position to make the smart play.
I think that's really smart from him, too, just not to push the envelope here. He could kick, go OB, turn this birdie drive into a bogey, and just puts it in perfect prime spot so he can go up and down for the stress-free birdie. We see
Got back to a fairway.
Yeah, Cam's just trying to get into green, green flat and low grass.
Here you go. All right. Pushed up a good amount.
Yeah, deep of the basket. He's going to have circle's edge putt coming back. Ooh.
A bit of wobble.
Yeah,
but it's going to settle great.
Hopefully a birdie coming Connor's way here after a couple bad breaks in the last few holes.
Nice.
Very well done. From
Great
Cam.
settle.
Yeah. Right under the basket. We love to see that.
That was a pretty stress-free area for birdie coming up for him.
And it all comes off the tee. That clean drive made it super easy for him.
Oh.
No.
That's a great birdie by Connor after the initial drive. You'd love to see a hole where you can still get a recovery shot in there and go for it. So, great. That was fun.
See Cam giving Tony some props. Great execution of the hole as well. Got a couple tap-ins here for a double bogey for Silus, unfortunately, and a par for Cam. And we're going to move on to another shorter hole, 217, hole 8, par 3. There is an OB line left of this cornfield, so if you happen to shank it over, get a bad kick or roll, it will be OB. There's also a creek. That same creek lined on the right side, maybe 8 feet away from the basket, so too far to the right, and you'll find OB there as well.
You're saying this is a touch shot, Zach.
Oh, yes, very much so.
Where's the wind blowing from? Do you know?
Wind is blowing a little left to right from the pad, so good forehand. Leave it a little extra wider if you can.
Oh, kick, settle. Yeah, it's not a bad spot to settle.
Yeah, I think that's the right shot. I think Connor threw there. And that's the common hit. It's a little short. He'll still have a putt. No danger of going OB.
Hammer put it out there. Settled too.
Yeah, they're playing a 340 hole. These guys juiced a little bit here.
Oh, well, that's how you do it after a double bogey. Put it inside the bullseye.
for sure. Connor from just outside circle, a little jump putt. Heiser's out a touch early before the basket. He should have a tap in for his 3.
I got green back.
Same situation.
Tony helping the group out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Here we go. Just outside circle for
Great putt.
Yeah, we'll take that. He's having a kind of a slow start, so birdie here hopefully gets him on the right track.
Silus gets a birdie after the double bogey. That's got to feel good.
Connor gets his par. Tony, a little work left to do for his par, but the wind's died down a little bit on this part of the course, so knocks his down pretty easily. That leaves us with 1 hole left in our front 9 back in the 2024 season. This one has a Mando. You have to shoot left of that tree, so you can't use the open air on the left side. Got to throw through this tunnel. Mostly fair up until you get right to the very end here, and it gets very tight, and you want your disc to kind of skip quickly to the left if you can to give yourself a birdie look.
Oh, and there's that river that goes through it too.
Yes, the river does go through it. If you hit super early, it can go OB. Kick to the right for Cam there. He's going to have to scramble a little bit.
Oh, wow. Settles.
Yep, he'll be in a fairway. That's a pretty common landing spot for the missed drive.
Tony turning one over, running it. Where did he kick?
Yeah, a little to the right there on his kick. But he'll have a long look at the basket, circle's edge probably.
All right.
Over the river, that's the key first thing you got to do, and all of our players did that. Now we just got a little scrambles here to the basket, trying to save some pars.
Leave himself a little bit of work to do still. Silus looks like he's playing the smart percentage shot.
Yeah, you can see from his body language he had wanted nothing to do with the bad kick roll, nothing, just pitches it underneath the basket.
Honor says, see open air, throw it open air. Almost get a cameraman. You get a bonus point too.
Yeah, no bonus point for Connor that time.
Float.
Read the wind so well too.
It's a great effort.
Dang, just a touch short.
There we go. That ended up being a pretty decent par. Yeah, Connor gets his as well.
Got our tap-ins there. Unfortunate bogey there from Cam to finish out this front 9. Taking a look at scores real quick, we see Cam at +3, Tony at -3, Silus at +2, and Connor at +3. With Tony really the only one kind of setting the pace that kind of gets you back on lead card here. We have a few scores already in, some -6s, a -7 already in, so Tony's going to need to keep that scoring up to try to get to our lead card for round 2. If you haven't already, please consider liking, subscribing, hit that notification bell for more up-to-date information when we release more content. And Brian, thanks for joining me on the front 9. We look forward to seeing everyone.
It was great to be here.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing everyone on the back 9 when we come back.